Let's go over Star Wars The Last Jedi when it comes to Disney. This is Mike Zero here once again. If you guys are new here to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, in case you guys missed it just today, J.J. Abrams talked about his feelings and exactly what he thinks about the fan backlash of The Last Jedi, and also that Episode 9 will not be affected by all of this. Those are actually described in my past two videos, and those stories will be linked below in the description. Go ahead and check them out. Additionally, however, we did learn that Disney actually regrets killing off some of the characters in Star Wars The Last Jedi. And as you all know, there were a lot of character deaths in this film, a total of 5 of them if we go by major characters. Luke Skywalker, Captain Phasma, we even have Admiral Ackbar, we have Vice Admiral Holdo, and more. So when we're looking at all of these character deaths, even the editor of Star Wars The Last Jedi had this to say about Admiral Ackbar's death. He responded, and he says, "It's interesting that you mentioned it, because I watched the film the other day, and I thought, maybe that's too incidental. It's a very funny thing about that, because what happens, I don't typically watch movies that I work on much afterwards, because you're so familiar with it, but this movie I've seen now a couple of times with an audience, and it occurred to me last night that, well, what does happen when I watch movies is I generally find things that are like, I wonder if I should do that differently, which is some really horrible form of personal criticism because there's really nothing to be done. That's how it was designed when it comes to Admiral Ackbar's death. That's how it was intended, but it is slightly incidental, isn't it?" That's what Duskay had to say about Admiral Ackbar's death, and Disney is actually feeling some regret over some of the character deaths. Though they didn't specify which character deaths, some of them they wish they saved till later in the sequel trilogy. My guess has to be with Captain Phasma, Supreme Leader Snoke, and yes, Admiral Ackbar, and especially Luke Skywalker. I mean, I really wish that Luke was saved, at least to the very end of Episode 9. I know I've said this like many times before, and you guys are probably getting tired of me saying this, but I really do wish that Luke Skywalker made it to the very end of the sequel trilogy. So it's nice to know that Disney actually feels for the characters, and maybe they are having second thoughts about it now on perhaps about Luke Skywalker, but some of the character deaths Disney is actually regretting over, and honestly, I think that Captain Phasma could have lived it out at least till Episode 9. I feel like that character deserved a little bit more purpose in the film, perhaps even a little bit more screen time. I know that we were promised to have more Captain Phasma time in The Last Jedi, and to me, I don't know, it seems like it was pretty much on par with the amount of time that we got with her in The Force Awakens. Looking at Vice Admiral Holdo, she did what she had to do. She did a heroic act. She jumped to hyperspace and went right through Snoke's supremacy ship, essentially moving things forward from there to the Battle of Crate. So Rian Johnson, the director, had all of these characters mapped out, and a lot of them did these heroic acts. Now, Luke Skywalker's act, alright, though I do see how people have a problem with it, is because it was too soon in the sequel trilogy, which is how a lot of people feel right now, and I just feel like Disney could have handled that a little bit better when it comes to Luke Skywalker, the Jedi Master overall. Now, I really am hoping that they do make him return in the form of a Force ghost. So guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about this. Exactly which characters do you think Disney is actually, regretting over killing off in this franchise? They didn't specify which characters, but generally speaking, they do regret killing off some of the characters in The Last Jedi. Once again, since editor Duskay actually talked about it, that definitely has to do with Admiral Ackbar right there, and I have no doubt that it may very well have to do with Supreme Leader Snoke as well. So guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments section, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.